Welcome enthusiasts of the fascinating world of music. I'm your host Sanuka Wanasinghe, and today we have the pleasure of delving into the realm of stamps with a true connoisseur. Our guest is not just a collector, but a philatelist who has turned a passion of the postage into a journey of historical discovery. Join me in unraveling the stories behind these miniature marvels as we explore the world of philately with our esteemed guest. Mr.Dharshana, can you give the rest of my introduction?
Good afternoon, Sanuka. It's a pleasure to talk with you all again. Well, I studied abroad and I was from Royal Junior School and Royal College, and during that journey I have been collecting stamps from a very early age, since about 6-7 years old. And I'm very grateful for my father who encouraged me to take up the hobby and gave me all the encouragement. And as time went by, I joined the Royal College Philatelic Club, where I was awarded the University. He was the founder of the stamp club, and it was a very interesting journey. We had meetings, we got knowledge, we shared knowledge, and it ended up I becoming the sole chairman of the Philatelic Society for our college. Of course, during that time, I also started on my path as a scout. So I joined as a Cub Scout to scouting, senior scouting. And physically, there was a particular bench as well for stamp collecting. So there was a junior stamp collector bench, a senior philately bench, which I achieved during my journey in scouting as well. The key highlight I probably think during my school career was the opportunity I got to organize and revive the philatelic exhibition, and also represent the school at the National Philatelic Exhibition. So I submitted some of my exhibits for the National Philatelic Exhibition at the Royal College, and we were very fortunate with the Bronze Award for an exhibit on nature. So coming back to scouting, today I am an examiner for the philatelist and stamp collector bench for the Sri Lanka Scouts Association. So a lot of young cubs, junior scouts, very few senior scouts do come for the bench. So I try to encourage them and then revive this hobby, which is a very interesting one, because it not only opens a lot of windows to knowledge, it also records history. Currently, I am a member of the Scouts and Stamp Society International, as well as Scouts and Guide Stamp Society. And we also started a Scouts and Guide Stamp Society in Sri Lanka in 2007. So it's been much of that's how things are at the moment. So my association with the Philatelic Club of Royal College has kept me going. First it was because my son being there, I came back and he was getting to know all these young people. They have been reaching out off and on. It has been a pleasure working with you all.
So the next question is now, like, I think stamp collecting started at home. You only see the mail coming to the house and you just removing the stamp on the on the museum. So that just got me into the whole stamp collecting. So and then later on, developed into like a hobby sort of thing, and I joined Philatelic Club. So
It's again the stamps that came home. And then of course my father used to bring a lot of stamps from these places and he used to show me how to really bring from the envelopes and then he had that. He was not a collector but he developed it for me. So and that's how it all started. But then of course from there I joined the Royal College Philatelic Club as well as there was another open club called Wanasinghe. So that was it was not online, but like it was by mail itself. I used to get a lot of through that club. Of course, then there were a lot of senior people I met throughout my journey. Sri Lanka Philatelic Club. One of the key persons who actually encouraged me was Mr. a veteran philatelist and a very senior person. He himself has been a scout, so he got a lot of knowledge on scouting, and then there were others. Director of the Philatelic Bureau, Mr. encouraged.
And so I was a Cub Scout in the Scout University. So how does scouting and stamp collecting go together? So you mentioned that there is a badge as well for stamp collecting. So how does that go together?
Well, you are very much aware that scouting was founded by Lord
Yes.
And then he was a soldier and he was in this African town called Wanasinghe. And there, like, he was defending that town and then he was virtually short of supplies and people, and he improvised most of the time. And what he did was that he recruited young people to be messengers for this town during the siege. And that's how he got this idea about doing something for young people when he came back after the war. So during the Mafeking War, the city itself ran out of postage stamps. And of course there was postmaster, and there was a post office, and there were stamps. And in this book, Baden Powell, Two Lives of a Hero, one of Baden Powell's very close associates and a scout himself, William Wilcott, has written. Even here he says, town mail was another matter. There just weren't enough regular postage stamps to go around. The stamps were necessary for the local mail carried so effectively by the guns carried crops. So the problem was taken to Baden Powell Chief of Staff, and then they decided to do 3 stamps. And the photographer took a photograph of a leader of the Mafeking Cadet Corps, 13-year-old Sergeant Major Warner Goodyear, seated on his bicycle, and got Dr. Will Hayes to draw a design for the stamp. Within a few days, the 1D stamp, gummed and perforated, on sale, the pride and joy of every member of the Cadet Corps. So like the boy who was doing the missing service, he was one of the ones that were selected for photograph. Apart from, so there were 3 stamps that were issued during the siege. One must with this Sergeant Major India and 2 with the bust of Lord Baden Powell. So I'm very lucky I have one of those stamps with me. I have Sergeant India's stamp but not the other 2 because they are beautiful soft stamps. So it has the, if you can see on it. So this was the first scout stamp that was ever produced. And of course then later on, in the early 19s, Czechoslovakia was under again during troubled times. So they issued, for postage they issued 2 stamps. And again the postage was carried by scouts. So so the National Committee for Liberation, they delivered the official name through the Sea Scouts and the stamps. So it says Polska Czech Scout. So that's how, so it's a long history that scouting and stamps have. And since then, virtually every country in the world has issued scout stamps. 2007 was a particularly very interesting year for scout stamping because it was 100 years of scouting, virtually every country.
So I also joined the Philatelic Club when I was somewhere when I was in grade 3. So you might have, you was a member, you were a member of the Philatelic Club as well. So actually, when did you start this journey and like how did everything happen? And like, is there like any advice that you can give to these young Philatelis who are like interested in joining the hobby or like who are already collecting stamps?
Okay. Well, I think I joined the club when I was in grade 4. Mr. Javadhan was the master in charge then, and he was the principal of Royal College School as well. So there was an invitation to come to his office and get some stamps. So we had given stamps to join the club, and there was this biscuit tin full of stamps with stamps included, and I was to pick up one, and that's how my journey with the College Philatelic Club started. And then of course he has been a good mentor right throughout, and I like a lot. As for the advice to young people who want to start, whether the stamp is big or small doesn't matter. You just collect it for the sake of collecting it at the beginning. You will learn that there is different stamps, different sizes, they shoot for different reasons and so forth. So even the most mundane stamp, one could say like the one that is with the definitives, which are like, used for a long period of time. Even they, over a period of time, can have certain variations and thing. So for the seniors, it's a knowledge bank. So if you start and then you start organizing your collection, you will learn a lot of things, you will start exploring. So it's not about only accumulating, it's all about sharing as well, because you can exchange them with others. And not only others, like you even exchange with people who are overseas, so like correspond with exchange stamps. Today, most of my stamps I don't go and buy, I just go and exchange with somebody who so so there are people, unlike before, like there's a lot of opportunity because there's the internet, there are certain clubs you're halfway online. So you could ask somebody if they have a stamp and whether you have that stamp and you like shop and then you exchange and go on. But also it can become an investment as well. Some of these stamps, like I was still talking about the African blues, are highly sought after investments, and they can be very expensive, like say here is a catalog that was for Mafeking. This auction took place some of the stamps, you will see the prices are like coming unbelievable. It's about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds per stamp. So it's this whole catalog is dedicated to African stamps and various variations in a lot of.
So this first issue, the catalog was issued which I think it's a few years back, right?
Yeah.
So by now I think I'm 100% sure.
Yeah, it would have gone up very much.
Yes.
So it's a case of very 1993.
93, so yeah, so 100%
It's much more.
Yeah, so the 100% has increased 5-10 times more. And another thing is now with digitalization, now everything is very digitalized. Now people are using email, WhatsApp, Wi-Fi, like all these digital media. So and now many young people, even I get this question a lot. That they might ask, why are you bothered? Why would you want to collect a piece of paper or something like that? This is a question that many stamp collectors get. So would you like to explain, why this hobby is important, and even though it's like a dying hobby, why people should get into this hobby and the importance of this hobby?
Well, as long as people are curious, it will not die. There are people who are curious, and also with the consumerism and the marketing that is taking place, there's always demand for investment. So let's say if you look at one of the oldest auction houses of stamps, Stanley Gibbons, they have a specific collection for investment purposes itself. So there are people who just invest on stamps instead of investing in gold or that. It's an investment itself which then of course there are people like us who enjoy the hobby, who want to learn and so it will not die. The scale has gone down. And how postage itself is used has changed. We have the adhesive stamps which are produced by the post office, which we could buy and affix on stamps. In America and some of the other countries, you could generate your own stamps online. And then you can print it out and then put it on and sell it. Say if you buy something on the auctions or if you buy it online, so the online vendors will generate the stamp and sell it. So there is a demand for those also nowadays, and that is coming up as in a different category. When you look at one time, you would have noticed those letters that came with the red color meter without stamps on it at all. Those were known as meter mail. So meter mail became a different subject matter altogether. Even in Scouting Philately, meter mail is a separate subject matter, and there is a catalog that is different, dedicated to that particular purpose. So like that, it will never die. So and some of these newly issued online stamps have or they are print, it's thermal print, and like they tend to perish faster than the older stamps. So then there will be a scarcity of those. The goods are scarce, the demand rises. So it's a case of like the investment value of stamps going up, and as a result, now there will always be the demand for stamps. And so what has happened is like, I mean, early days, like we wanted to collect the world stamps, which is not practical anymore. Like even for the country, it's fairly substantial investment. So like there are a lot of topical things that have come up over time. So there are collections based on the country and as well as other people.
Since we talking about
Sorry.
Since we talking about investments, so have you like invested in any stamp? Since we were talking about investments, so have you invested in any sort of stamp? Like have you like, because at a point I was very crazy over the Queen Victoria stamps that was written in Sri Lanka, which are very sought after. So like that, have you invested in any sort of stamp, or is there a stamp that you have tried to get hold of or anything like that?
But my eyes are currently set on the 2 stamps, and then of course, so that's about it. Like, I of course now the other investments have been regular issues for for scholars and stamps. So there is no a particular stamp that I have looked at apart from the thing is, like, if you buy it on the regular auction, it's very expensive. And like, if you buy it somewhere outside, you don't know authenticity of it. So it's another thing like that.
The stamp collecting is also known as the king of hobbies. So there are many famous people who have collected stamps, including Franklin, Sugar, and many other people. So like, is there any sort of mentor that you have, like who's like famous person or you like you have looked up to, like anyone like that?
Yeah, definitely. One was Mr. Joe, name's principal. There was and of course Mr. Philately, who was a senior member of the Sri Lanka Society. And, he was a scout as well. So, and then of course I have a couple of friends who are right now the kind of my correspondent and will help me with the
So throughout the years now, let's say now the investment. Starting about talking about Iran, I think the last thing is and you sent an article about Iran. So you can talk about that topic.
Yeah. Well, what I did for that particular magazine was that I shared an envelope that had gone from Sri Lanka to Canada, and it was sent by Captain Halpe, who was also a teacher at Royal College, Royal Junior School. He was the one who actually organized the first Colombo campaign. And it was a very interesting piece of postal history which I picked up at an auction. It had the regular Yamian stamps on it, and it also had the Vesak orchid stamp on it. And also the interesting aspect of it was that it had a cancellation which was done during the National Jamboree in 1952. So it was a big story. Like, that's why things like that are important, because that the letter itself had its own quality, it has its own stamps, as well as it was sent by somebody in Sri Lanka, and that person happens to be a scout.
So you got certain article about Yan, the previous year's physics council that is quality. So if you can explain a bit about the article.
Well, that was a piece of postal history I managed to pick up from an auction. It was an AR letter sent from Sri Lanka to Canada, and the sender was Captain William Halpy, who was a scout master at Royal College Philatelic Club. He was the first commissioned to organize the Colombo Temple, Scout Temple. It's a very interesting subject because it had, apart, in addition to the stamps of the AR letter itself, it had a stamp which was been recently issued, which was the Vesak Walking stamp, and also cancellation, which was a special cancellation that took place for the Jamboree, National Jamboree. So it was talking by itself, that piece of document itself was talking. Incidentally, Halpe's eldest son was the scout, the Cub Scout of Royal, and he was the first to get the Cub Scout meeting booth badge. And his other son was an assistant district commissioner of Colombo district, and he was one of the assistant district commissioners that I had to work with when I was a scout at Royal. So it had sentimental reasons as well as philatelic value to me.
You very well know about the physics exhibition, right? So this year we are having 79 present here. And you like practice and you participate in the exhibition?
No, like I told you,
Yes.
I revived it in 1981. So that was the only time I participated. Of course, yes, I did participate, but it was not to compete. I had my own exhibits as well. The seniors all had our exhibits as well. And it was held at we had a museum at Royal College, Royal Junior School. That building is no more. That is where the RC office is now, the blue and gold shop. So it was a museum that was created by Mr. Javadi, and there were a lot of artifacts, and like even stuffed liquor and stuffed birds, his personal stamp collection, coin collection, a lot of photographs. And over a period of time, it was lost to the school. But the building was there, and then we used that building to conduct the exhibition. And it was a roaring success because we had for 3 days, and the Philately Bureau supported us tremendously. And all the students, because it was inside school, they came and visited the exhibition during their interval, like the spare class time. They would walk in. So that was a good opportunity for them also to learn about the hobby and see what their peers were doing.
If you can talk about the museum, this is something that I don't think anyone in school knows about right now. You can talk about that location and its value, and that would be really good because I think it's very valuable for everyone to know about the history of our school.
Well, it was a gift to my great company, I forget his name now. But it was a nice building, located there in blue and gold. It was 2-story building, and behind that it was a timber garden. They planted a lot of valuable timber trees from ebony to teak and various timber plants. And in front there was a pond, a lot of fish, and there were some nice fish tanks inside the building itself. Then stuffed specimens, skeletons. So it was a naturalistic museum, it was a historical museum. It's all the students and their parents and people who continue to brought stuff for them. It was actually a nice concept. We said it is not there and it is small also to preserve it. So it's one part of the history of our college that is was.
And also, And you just mentioned that in 1981, right? When you revived the Philly exhibition, right? How did that happen? So was it like stopped for a while and?
I think so because there was no previous records, except for the two exhibits that was done by Jawahar himself for 10 times. So there was no previous records.
So how did that work out? How did you all plan the whole concept of the exhibition and how did it work out? What are the challenges that you all faced and like?
Well, we didn't have a model to go by. The only model that we could adapt was the printing exhibition. At our junior school, we had printing was a subject. And then there was printing press within the school, and the students went to the. So they used to have annual exhibition. So that was the model that we adapted. We saw. Then of course we went and spoke to the Philippine Bureau. So Ranatunga was the director of the Philippine Bureau. Gave us a lot of advice. He gave us a lot of exhibits. And unlike today, there were exhibition stands. So it was all improvised through silver and strings. And it was, each one was given over to this free exhibit. It was not completed. So the whole objective was to create interest and create awareness and give an opportunity of the members to showcase their talent. And of course, the bureau had their own stall, and a couple of other vendors came and sold their stands as well. Because unlike today, there was no organized sales. So it was very successful. It was very successful and it was appreciated by everyone. And budget, I think we hardly had any budget because we got the hall free. We only spent for a couple of refreshments. The boards each point in their own. Of course, then we have the national stamp exhibition, which was very well organized. It was organized by the Philippine Bureau and this was the National Stamp Exhibition. It was held on the 3rd of December 1982.
Right. Under the junior section, Royal College is still Royal College Philatelic Club is still category B. So it's called Swell. And this is the Swell Royal Philatelist published in 1983-84. That is thereafter I left as president and
over. So I think so this would be probably the second issue. That was during the tenure of Mr. C.P.M. Fernando as principal. Because we used to have this Romeo system in schools. So we took this Romeo sheets, got the typist to type it, and we got the Romeo. Niranjan Puri was traveler to me, and here he says, Masarapasa Rajaki Udra Sangre Magi Udra Sangra Amatana Living in Manusaka. Living in a Dulu Yaman Sangrami Dulu Papa Sapri Even Sisha Sarada Yeni Ranatunga Lekam Dulu Dharma Sura Nisani Magi Rampa Studio. So the
talk about the Felix exhibition, sir. Do you have any sort of advice that you can give to all the youngsters who are participating in this year's exhibition?
Yeah. One is that do it on your own. Get support from the parents, alright. But try to do it on your own because you will learn by doing. So instead of if you do it on your own and if parents can guide, they will learn how to type and they will take it out, how to set the stamp, the design. So it will be their own little thing which they will learn. It worked because I could remember the Philate 2007. Although the instructions were given to put so X number of stamps, I insisted with my son to change. So they said 4 sets, 4 sheets and 1 stamp. And then I encouraged him to put different material into it. And of course, part of it came from my collection. We have that amount of stamps at that time. But it was a learning opportunity for him to understand what stamps are there and so what can go into an exhibit. So I would encourage you to do that because otherwise the exhibits are very boring. Like when there are hundreds of exhibits on the same topic with the same 9 stamps on a page and 4 pages. It really doesn't do justice either to the stamps to what the person who is collecting. So this was in 2009 and then again I encouraged him to do say something similar. And then, so here you see we have a lot of different items that were available freely in the market at that time and how they were grouped. So the theme was cricket and from there it went through. So they were not eligible for competition because they went off the format. But actually, for me, it was a personal satisfaction. With my son, for him, it was an experience of learning, and then of course having the exhibit at so. And this was finally done completely by himself in 2010. So these are the most common topics that we see, which show family portraits and topic, schools, animals, stuff like that. So the sky is the limit. Like there are a lot of topics, and then you could keep one topic free, and then pick any topic and go on to but what we should do is study the topic, understand what it is all about, and then put it together. So, but it's a challenge what we can overcome. So at least from middle school onwards, if you can do it. Lower school, you have to go as it is. Senior members, extraordinary exhibits with about 14, 15 frames. Definitely be icing on the cake for the college.
So, finish off the episode. So, is there anything in general you want to talk about safety before we finish off this episode?
Well, my hobby has been explaining, and I've been more focused towards collecting scouts of stamps. And from there I have read various other related topics in the process. So I'm also like exploring new opportunities and so to keep myself occupied. So the sky is the limit. And especially when you start growing more, you have time to then stamps becomes a friend.
So, thank you very much, sir, for joining us today for Reminiscence of Philately. So, and thank you for joining us today. And we will be finishing this episode, and stay tuned for another episode. Thank you.